I already know I'm gonna get some real negative comments, but bring it on because I'm ready for a intelligent conversation about what's going on in the Black community. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am going to make an introduction video talking about, I don't know if you heard of him, but the Black Authority. I made a video about something he said about 7 years ago, and I'm still getting comments. Some, mostly some real mean comments. This last one that I got, it says, the Black Authority is the truth. Shut up, ma'am. Okay, telling me to shut up. Then I looked at one of his latest videos that I'm going to talk about. It's called Can Old Black Folks Be Trusted? Now, most of his videos are dealing with black people very negatively, spewing a lot of hate. Um, and the one before that was called Biden's Puppet Court Nominees. Now, you know the way he word things. Now, we all know that this is what the government does. You know, um, he talked mostly about black people. I don't hear him saying too much about what white folks is doing. You know. Now he wants to call them a puppet. The black women nominees that Biden chooses. Just like he said something about Kamala Harris. He I don't know who he is. He had the same picture up there of him. I don't know if that's supposed to be him or not. But he don't sound like I don't know. I'm not even gonna speak on it. I don't know if he's black or white or what his race is. But he sure talks about black people in a negative way a lot. Kind of remind me of that Tommy Saramoro, whatever his name, that he was always talking about black women, always bringing them down, called them everything under the sun. And he had a lot of followers, and the white supremacists love him. So that's what I'm saying. Now, this picture he has of Biden shaking hands with it looks like church women in their nice hats, all got white on. Now, you know why he picked that picture. So he says, can old black folks be trusted? The Black Authority. It, somebody said this is one of the most powerful radio programs I've heard. And I was reading some of the comments. I was reading some of the comments, and it's disturbing. One says, this is beyond sad. Old black people completely blew it for us. Old black people blew it for them. Now you see where this is going? With that kind of thinking, that's why a lot of our, is that because a lot of our black youth think that way? Is that why they're acting out? Getting killed? Going to jail for years? Rest of their life? It's because they mad at old black people? Yeah, we need to listen to this. We really need to pay attention to this. And one person said, I have all the respect in the world for my elders, but every generation after them needs to start evolving by taking full advantage of the opportunities they fought for us to have. I believe that by today's standards, everything they fought for us to have is just barely getting by. The mentality of what I have is better than nothing is the type of shit mentality that plagues us to this day. I believe that if many of the older people were still alive, they would be mad as hell for the I'm just happy to be here mindset. I hope that we could do better. I am to stop this cycle of thinking the minimum is the best that I can achieve and be thankful for it. Okay, now somebody said, um, okay, you're telling the absolute truth. There wasn't a white woman, but there was a Vietnamese woman while he was in the war in the 1960s, early 70s when I was born. Everything else is the truth. I found out my dad had a cocaine problem in high school in the 80s. There was a song in the 80s, Strung Out. It was playing the first time I saw him. Let me see. They keep talking about my father was a victim of drug abuse and addiction. Uh, the older generation was and is too grounded in religion, thinking someone is coming to save them instead of saving themselves. Um, don't sell your properties. I take hay rides and Halloween maze trips on my white friends' family properties. A small house is something. Okay. So they expect the person, even though they need the money, even though it could make themselves better, just don't sell the property. Just keep it there just to be sitting there. Okay. Uh, the elders didn't have their own best interests at heart. My family sold my grandparents' house and didn't ask the grandchildren if we wanted to keep it in the family. This is one of those episodes you play at black family functions and stare at all the old heads while taking a swig from your beverage. Oh, really? No, you're not wrong at all. You're just showing how much most of our coded black parents and grandparents should go to hell for loving oppression and for dying trying to convince the young to do the same. Wow. Now he's bringing up, I saw the unsung on David Ruffin years ago. Dude up in a Detroit crack house with a briefcase full of $100,000 cash advance for a reunion tour. Smoked it all up in a few weeks and the tour never happened. The Gucci Cadillac with the TV set, gold detail. Gucci interior before Damper Dan. Ruffin was beating on Tammy Terrell and only dated light-skinned mulatto Latin and white chicks. David Russell was a prototype of these modern rappers who don't care about black issues, just cars, jewelry, thoughts, and clout. This is motivation. I refuse to be remembered like these old niggas. Wow. Okay, let's hear a little bit of what. Now here it is. Here you talking about David Ruffin.
By the time you came of age, the plant was gone. Michael Moore did a whole documentary about that at the time it was happening. Michael Moore is from Flint, Michigan. What's the majority of the population in Flint? Black folk. Michael Moore's, I want to say it was the second documentary.
Blame black people.
The first was Roger and Me. Michael Moore's documentary, Roger and Me, talking about Roger Smith, the CEO of GM at the time, who was sitting up here shutting down plants and sending them to Mexico. So your daddy and your granddaddy got their severance, they got their pension. Your ass got a ticket to the street or the pen. And it's like, okay, you're on your...
Okay. Now, he said the daddy got the pension. In other words, your daddy got some money and your daddy didn't do nothing for you. All you got was a ticket to the pen. It sounds like a very, very disturbed, mad black man. Or either, wow. Wow.
Oh, them old niggas bought houses, it didn't benefit you any.
Whoa. Okay.
So you're growing up there in Detroit.
See what I mean?
You're sitting up with them, making...
He's generally, most of his audience is from these black big cities like Detroit, Cleveland, Los Angeles, Chicago, and places like that where you see a lot of black people, young black people are very confused and creating a lot of trouble for themselves and everyone around them. Because not only, yeah, they go to jail, yeah, they get shot up and dead and stuff, but look what's left. Fatherless, motherless children. Taxes go up because every time the crime go up, your taxes go up. Because you're going to need more security. You're going to need more of this and that. You know? So, and he's really talking about people my age that have kids that are in the 22, 23 to, to 30 that are out here being so destructive. And what he's trying to say, it's not your fault that you acted stupid. It's your parents' fault, and your grandparents' fault.
Barriers and gross points. Yeah, with damn money that ran you out there. They put the physical barriers out there for your ass. On one side of the street, it's nice and manicured. On the other side of the street, it's bombed the hell out. I did my documentary Gentrified. Been there, up one side, down the other. I'm sitting up there like, you can see where the white folk are, and you can see where the black folk are. Literally on one side of the street. Grosse Pointe was an eye-opening thing for anybody that's going to Detroit. Literally on one side of the street, it was literally nice and manicured. Y'all talk about the townships in South Africa. You talk about them in Nigeria. Literally on one side of the street where the white folk are, it is manicured, it is new, it is polished.
Still got David Ruffin.
And literally on the other side of
Let's
the
go.
white side.
Still got David Ruffin up. He got David Ruffin. Now, I've never seen that picture of David Ruffin with a white woman.
I remember people based out in the late 70s, early 80s, and niggas had that shit. Fools going around with bags, garbage bags, heavy bags, full of $100 bills. That's how much money was being made in these streets. And for some reason, nobody took the initiative to take that money when these houses were 25, 50,
Okay. Okay. No, they didn't. And we all know why. Because the mindset, just like right now, the mindset still have that slave mentality. We still have it down to this day. And it ain't your parents' fault. And it's not your grandparents' fault. It's the school and the government that's keeping us in that slave mentality. Now they think just because some of these people are here, they have it going on. Yeah, they have some businesses, okay, selling toilet paper, toothbrushes, clothes, wigs. Yeah, and you have some grocery stores in some areas that's black owned that I just heard about that is using black um, vendors. How many? You have to see. And you're buying houses. You have a lot of these black singers and entertainers are millionaires. But we're still being controlled by the same people, whether you have money or not. And until everybody come together and get rid of this oppressive government, nobody's doing nothing fantastic. As we all being run and controlled by the same people. So you can talk about me, you can talk about my parents all you want, but you still got the same slave mentality that we had. Let's keep it real.
Literally, the homeless population in San Francisco Bay Area is at least 75% black. And it's also the reason why over California now, if they had that get it out of the flood mentality, and my great grandparents actually corner stores in Brownstone for the family.
Now he got some in the church again with black men,
During the era of the 70s,
old black men.
black era, and they was partying all the time, gambling and doing all of those things.
This is nothing but just a
Squandered everything that their parents left with them. And then when they
blame the
left,
other people,
they actually left.
complain
I mean,
video.
also too, you know, the
I
parents,
want to know what is the solution.
because they did you're not even a statistician or researcher to say something like that.
Now,
Stop.
got by with the older black women.
They have to sit up here and resort to fabrications and lies. Ma'am, the majority of black folk in Cleveland haven't inherited anything. So what you're talking about is irrelevant. The overwhelming majority didn't inherit anything. And nothing you have said is disproving that or can disprove it.
Well, my parents didn't inherit nothing, but they built up, had a nice house, nice living, and now they had left us a house.
Have property to inherit. Where's your proof?
Sunville neighborhood, Lee Harvard neighborhood, Cleveland Heights.
Are you trying to say that all the black folk in Cleveland Heights have houses that they inherited?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying.
Oh, ain't nobody saying that. Even in the white neighborhoods, not everybody have houses that was inherited. See, he's an idiot. And anybody that tried to debate him is an idiot.
Granville and Cleveland Heights, are you trying to tell everyone in the Heights that can we really trust these old niggas? Absolutely not. You won. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Jason, what are you trying to do?
No solution.
We had a media where we could sit here and talk to each other nationally. You just had to guess about it. You just felt like you were by yourself and you just assumed things. Maybe if you had some kinfolk out of state, you went and saw them and saw, hell, it looks kind of familiar with what I was seeing back home. But now that we can all talk nationally and internationally, what we found.
Hello, everyone. I'm back again. I want to continue talking about this video by the Black Authority channel. Now, I was talking about this video that he just made about can you trust old folks, black old folks. Okay, but I want to start talking about what they said on the comments that they left me on my video that I made 7 years ago about the Black Authority. Now, this one lady, she's going to say, ma'am, with all due respect, I think maybe you shouldn't listen to content you don't agree with. Who says that? If you don't listen to stuff that you don't agree with, we wouldn't have the news. It's always wise to know what other people is thinking and doing because you never know. You might meet these people. And then she says, it's always good to get a different perspective, but within a short period of time, I think we as a whole, being adults, can tell if something is useful for us or not. See, what gets me is, if we don't know what's going on, we don't know what's influencing our young ones, our neighbor, or even our family member. And you want to know why they act the way they do? Because you're not taking the time to see what's going on in their life, what they're listening to, who they are talking to, seeing, being friends with. Then she says, when he says the older generation failed us, it's to a particular demographic of black people who didn't do the work they were supposed to do in order to secure the future generations to come. Now, okay, here we go with the blame game. Instead of them focusing on doing something for the next generation, they complaining, and it's over with. It's done with. Okay. And then she says he dutifully does his due diligence in going in on black men who are not doing their job. This is a black man putting other black men down because they're not doing their job. How we know? Do we know what he doing? No. These people that are defending this man, they don't know what he doing. Because it is the man who is supposed to be the chief, head, the leader. It's unfortunate that there are a great deal of women who will see this quality in a man, but they will skip the good man because they want to continue to sexually explore. I've seen it all done too often. So don't defend degenerated behavior. And I definitely don't do that in this video. I will give you the link to this video that I made, and you can go and see these comments. Now, we're going to go on to another one. Wow, she wrote me a good 5-minute read. She said, now, this one lady says, as a black female who has a wonderful black husband and 3 wonderful sons, all of whom are grown, this is a mother's worst nightmare that a black son get involved with someone who despises black men. What? Um, and then it says Jason Black makes sense. He is helping the black community, which is cool. He gives us used news and info on what is going on in the world that affects black people. Okay. He's talking about the baby boomer generation. And then somebody said, oh, whoever sold you that hair hat should be ashamed. And you wear dress size 32. Now they start talking about me personally. And then they start personally attacking me. And one said, why are you making videos? Wow. These are his followers. Now you could tell what kind of person a person is by their followers. Okay. Then somebody even said you need to find a good white man. They love black women. We'll miss you. Okay. I will leave the link to the video that I made and you could listen to those crazy comments. But you know what? This is what I want to say about this black authority in this video that he made. Talking about can you trust old black people? Um it's I don't understand it. I just can old black folks
Guess
be
about it. You just felt like you were by yourself, and you just assumed things. Maybe if you had some kinfolk out of state, you went and saw them and saw hell of us. Kind of familiar with what I was seeing back home. But now that we can all talk nationally and internationally, what we found out is that we started comparing notes. And when you all compare notes around the country, when we take a look at the situation and start analyzing around the country, you start seeing that hell is actually the same story everywhere you go. It's not accidental. Call from area code 310. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from? This is Robert from Los Angeles, California. Robert from Los Angeles, what's on your mind? Our earlier caller that you had was blaming young folks for receiving and losing property. I believe that's bullshit. I'm 60 years old, and in the community I grew up in, most of the people that I knew never received anything from their parents. And the few people that did receive a home or apartment or whatever, they didn't have the knowledge passed down to them from their parents on what to do with it, how to manage it. A lot of times I saw those parents blowing the equity in their property on non-assets like cars, clothes, jewelry, what have you. So, no, and we just need to be honest. A bunch of them went on a damn shopping spree because it was never just the house. Can we all just keep it real?
see he can't even let the man finish his thought without him interrupting.
Big ass Chevy Impala, big ass Cadillac Fleetwood Broom, big ass Lincoln Town car. Let's just be real. It was never just one thing. It wasn't. If your uncle got a job at the plant, your daddy got a job at the factory, here come the house, here come the car, and that's when they still.
Okay, he still want to start talking about that. He must have grew up like I did. I already knew, but I'm not putting my people down. You can't trust old black folks. That's wrong. We all gonna get old one day, and they're gonna say the same thing about us. No matter what you do, people are not gonna be happy because they're gonna lump sum you in one big lump. To do what? To make some money. He's making money making these videos. He's not helping nobody but himself. And he failed to realize, and he failed to mention that most of these older black Americans did not have a proper education. And they came from not having much. So, yes, they lived extravagantly. Yes, they brought Fleetwoods. Yes, they had two families. Yes, yes, they did. A lot of them bought houses, nice cars, nice clothes. Oh, yes, yes, I know. My mother, yes, she had two, three closets full of clothes. My dad had two closets full of clothes. Nice Cadillac, nice house. He made money. He hustled. He did it all. And he loved money. Money was his God. As a lot of people that worked at the same plant he did. But my mother and father had a if they had a fifth grade education. And these factories was able to give these uneducated people a means of getting out. No, they didn't have that many black owned businesses. But we had more black owned businesses than we do have now. I can say that much. And now that these ones, like my kids and stuff, and in my generation, what do? Instead of going to school, a lot of us quit, had kids, got on welfare, got on drugs. I didn't blame my parents. I didn't blame nobody's parents. Once you find out you're doing wrong and it's not helping you, it's up to you to make it right. I left home early. I could have stayed home, went to school, and could have did. And he is failing to give credit to the ones that did help their kids, that did leave them property and wealth and businesses and help them the best that they could. But as we know, probably one of him did not appreciate it, and now they want to blame their parents because they went out there and got on drugs, quit school, did crimes, spent 20, 30 years in jail. He sounded like somebody who did some time in jail. And he sounds like that he's real bitter at his parents. And he wants to lump them all together as old folks. So um, that's wrong. My parents came up here from Mississippi, made themselves a good life, lived to be into their 90s, left us property. But now you got ones that a can go to school to be anything they want. Is they doing it? And a lot of them are, thank the goodness. But we have to do more to help our young ones besides blaming the older black folks. So I'm expecting to get some nasty comments from his followers, but I'm just keeping it real. And whoever this lady was, yes, I do listen to a lot of things that I don't agree with. And I'm sure you do too. Well, thank you for listening, and you have a wonderful day. We can trust our elders. We must trust our elders. No, not all elders are to be trusted, no matter what color, race, creed, but we have to respect our elders because you will be able to deserve the same respect when you become an elder